Tonight at 9, Indiana dropping its color-coded COVID-19 map. Why and what this means for Hoosiers.
A local nonprofit working to protect Muncie's plants. How their advice can protect yours too.
The fate of Nicholas Cruz, the timeline of his trial and sentencing.
Plus, plenty of changes coming to Ball State Dining, including the closure of 2 dining locations and the addition of delivery robots. I'm Alex Almanza. That story is next.
And I'll be tracking rain chances and upcoming colder temperatures.
Delaware County's only live television newscast from Ball State University's Unified Media Newsroom. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thanks for being with us. I'm Anna Chalker.
And I'm Grace Benkowski. We begin tonight with an update on the closure of 2 dining locations on Ball State's campus.
NewsLink Indiana's Alex Almanza is live at Neuer Center to tell us why. Alex?
Well, Grace and Anna, there are tons of changes coming to Ball State Dining. The closure of Neuer, an all-you-can-eat buffet here on campus, of course, is just one of many. Neuer closing. Quiznos also closing. The permanent closure of these 2 dining locations on Ball State's campus was met with shock from students who regularly dine at these locations. University dining is self-supporting based on revenue generated from food sales, primarily meal plan funds. Therefore, University Dining told us that maintaining Neuer Dining and Quiznos would require additional resources to supplement that lack of sales, which would result in increasing the food costs for all. The agreement between Ball State University and Quiznos was also due for renewal, so they recommended a non-renewal of the agreement. So, what's happening with the spaces? According to an email from Dining Services, they plan to open a convenience store within Neuer in fall of 2022. The new location will feature a market environment with a, quote, focus on fresh and healthy. Items will include fresh fruits and vegetables, a variety of hot soups, a milkshake and smoothie machine, and many more items. Also making headlines is the announcement of delivery robots. In an Instagram post by Dining Services, they say they plan to roll out the robots in fall of 2022. Recently, these robots have been a big hit for students at Morgan State University, the first HBCU to have Meals on Wheels, and the students there say it will take some time getting used to.
I thought it was pretty cool. It was rolling around. I never knew it delivered food though.
Man, I thought the whole world was going to turn into another Star Wars until I found out on the flies that they was delivering foods.
Yeah, so now a petition against the closure has been set up by students. Now, the students that did set it up say that this isn't to save Neuer or Quiznos. They say, quote, that this particular petition is to raise awareness, make Ball State aware of the issues, and a convenience store a convenience store will bring after the closing 2 areas with healthier food, unquote. And of course, we've been following this all week long, and of course, we'll bring you more on air and online as we learn more. NewsLink Indiana.
Alex, thank you so much. Red Tail Land Conservancy protects close to 3,000 acres of land and farms in central Indiana, including Delaware County.
NewsLink Indiana's Rebecca Rosato tells us what the organization is urging the public to look out for.
With large amounts of acres to protect, Red Tail looks past their small team for help with land preservance.
Red Tail has 3 staff members, and we do our very best, but it's the support of our volunteers, the thousands of hours that they give every single year, just donating their time to us.
There is one factor that makes land preservance difficult: invasive species. And in Delaware County, there is an abundance.
It's a burning bush. It's a beautiful decorative shrub that a lot of people have in their yards, but it is also an invasive species.
Invasive species are non-native plants that over time take space and nutrients from important plants.
So it's really important when people are trying to landscape or think about their yards to recognize that our native species, the ones that have co-evolved with wildlife, they're beautiful and beneficial.
The way to help? Conservation, education.
It always starts with education. As I said, a lot of times people are unaware.
The impact of land education can be unimaginable.
If even half of the lawns in the United States were transformed back into wildlife habitat, it would be, equivalent to 10 Yellowstones.
In Muncie, Rebecca Rosado, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information on land preservance and how you can help, visit fortheland.org. And speaking of the weather today, it would be the perfect day to plant plants. We had 70 degrees.
Yes, and today was the first day of spring for Ball State because look, Frog Baby was filled today. You could see that while they're moving pretty quickly. That means it was pretty windy outside. Rachel, how long are we expecting these winds to be staying?
Yeah, I saw it was really warm today, and I actually didn't know they filled Frog Baby, so that's very exciting, makes me excited for spring. But unfortunately, we aren't going to be seeing those warmer temperatures continue on throughout the week this week. We're actually going to be dropping temperatures as we look at the beginning of this week. Now looking here, today we did see a high of around 78 degrees. That's actually above average for this time of year. We actually set a record of 80 degrees back in 1998. Only a few degrees off for that record, but we did not quite reach it today, but it was quite warm. Current radar right now, we are seeing that rain move into Muncie. I'll be tracking that heavy rainfall later on in my full forecast. As we can track tonight, I will be looking at the windy conditions continue for tomorrow, our rain and storms that we will be tracking tonight, possible thunderstorms, and also the colder temperatures to end the week this week. I'll have all of that and more in my full forecast.
Rachel, thank you so much. Life in prison or the death penalty, that's what's on the table for Nicholas Cruz.
He pleaded guilty in October to opening fire at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, more than 4 years ago, killing 17 people and hurting 17 more. But it could take 6 months to find out his exact sentence. That's what both the prosecution and defense estimated during a preliminary hearing today. Jury selection for the penalty phase of the trial is expected to start next week, with plans for 20 jurors. This comes after the federal government reached a multi-million-dollar settlement with the victims' families regarding the FBI's lack of action involving the case.
Indiana health officials are dropping the state's color-coded map that rated each county's risk of COVID-19 spread in favor of relying on different federal rating systems. That is one of the significant changes the Indiana Department of Health announced today for its online COVID-19 dashboard. Indiana's risk map was based on the number of new COVID-19 cases per capita and the percentage of tests confirming the infections. The map updated last week shows 87 of the state's 92 counties at the lowest risk level, and it showed all Indiana counties at low risk levels as of today.
And even though Indiana's color-coded map is going away, the Biden administration is taking steps to give Americans more access to COVID-19 information. It's the covid.gov website, which provides data on vaccines, tests, treatments, and masks. The one-stop shop will be available in English, Spanish, and Chinese. President Biden also says Congress needs to provide more funding to help the country stay ahead of the virus. And the Biden administration also plans to end pandemic restrictions on the U.S. border with Mexico soon.
The Trump-era policy known as Title 42 has blocked most immigrants from entering the United States since March of 2020. The Biden administration has been under mounting pressure from Democrats and immigrant advocates to end the Public Health Authority. According to 3 officials, the authority will end in May. A spokeswoman for the CDC says it's expected to announce a decision this week.
CDC ultimately decides it's appropriate to lift Title 42, there will be an influx of people to the border. And so we are doing a lot of work to plan for that contingency.
If the order is lifted, Homeland Security Department officials are preparing for a worst-case scenario of thousands of people trying to cross the border daily.
Some have been putting their cruise vacations on pause since the start of the pandemic, but the CDC just dropped its risk assessment of cruise travel. For more than 2 years now, health officials have been warning people not to go on a cruise. Because COVID-19 cases on cruise ships have been dropping over the past several weeks, the CDC decided to give cruises a green light. Now, this doesn't mean there's no risk. The CDC says you're better off vaccinated and you should research how each cruise line handles public health measures. President Biden announces more aid to Ukraine. How much is on the way?
And food and gas prices continue to rise. Find out why after the break.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders in the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. The White House has pledged an additional $500 million in direct aid for Ukraine.
President Biden told Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during a call today that the additional aid was on its way. The leaders also reviewed security aid already delivered to the Ukraine and the effects that the weaponry has had on the war, according to the White House. Zelensky has pressed the Biden administration and other Western allies to provide Ukraine with military jets. The U.S. and other NATO countries have been unwilling to accommodate that request out of concern that it could lead to Russia broadening the war beyond Ukraine's borders. Prior to today's announcement, the Biden administration had sent Ukraine about $2 billion in humanitarian and security assistance since the start of the war.
While Russia has claimed it is pulling back its assault on Ukraine, intense airstrikes today seem to contradict that claim. The Biden administration is dismissing any Russian claims of de-escalation. Today, the U.S. revealed that it believes Russian President Vladimir Putin isn't getting an accurate assessment of the war.
We would concur with the conclusion that Mr. Putin has not been fully informed by his Ministry of Defense at every turn over the last month.
The intel community has concluded that Putin was unaware that the military had been using and losing conscripts in Ukraine. They also have determined Putin is not fully aware of the extent to which the Russian economy is being damaged by economic sanctions imposed by the U.S. and allies. The findings demonstrate a, quote, clear breakdown in the flow of accurate information to Putin and show that Putin's senior advisors are, quote, afraid to tell him the truth.
If you're wondering when gas and grocery prices will come down, the answer is probably not anytime soon. In fact, some new government forecasts show you might have to pay even more for those commodities in the coming months. New federal forecasts show food prices will likely keep climbing. The average cost of gas will stay high or may even rise more. And the average cost of dining out could set a new record. That's partly because Ukraine and Russia usually export a lot of the world's wheat and corn.
Good news for people looking to pick up a paycheck. There are plenty of jobs available. Employers in the U.S. added 455,000 private sector jobs in March, according to the ADP employment report released today. That's a little higher than analysts expected, but still lower than February's report. Leisure and hospitality had the biggest boost with 161,000 positions. The government's official assessment on the job market comes out Friday. And people are ready to say I do after 2 years of uncertainty with the pandemic.
As many as 2.6 million weddings are expected to take place this year. That's according to a new report out by the wedding planning site, The Knot. The report found the planned celebrations will be bigger and they aren't getting any cheaper, thanks in part to inflation. In 2021, couples spent $34,000 on average on their weddings. As far as when the busiest time to get married, The Knot found that October was the most popular month, with October 22nd being the most popular date. Now, Rachel, will we be seeing some outdoor wedding temperatures coming up?
I don't think so, unfortunately. Right now we are sitting quite warm, but I'll talk more about the colder temperatures upcoming in my full forecast after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Emotes say a lot, but they can't say it all. Think your guildmate is struggling? Try these dialogue options. Go beyond emotes. Check in with your guildmates at seizetheawkward.org.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Welcome back. The time is now 9:17 and you're taking a live look at campus. I know earlier we were talking about temperatures, if they would be good for an outdoor wedding, but not sure if that's the case.
No, I think we're going to be getting some rain. I think it's just going to be getting a little bit colder, not exactly what we were seeing for spring coming up. Rachel, how long is that rain staying? When are we going to be getting a warm up?
Yeah, tonight we're going to be seeing some rain, and we're also going to be seeing some rain throughout the next couple of days, unfortunately. So it's not the ideal wedding weather, but I'm really hoping that the next week we see some warmer temperatures. But as for now, we are still sitting quite warm in our areas here. We're still 74 degrees here in Muncie, 76 here down in Cincinnati. But we can see that rain moving through and the winds here, we did see that rain moving through, but the winds here we can see are south at 13 miles per hour, south 24 miles per hour here in Columbus. And those winds are bringing a lot of warm air here to fuel these storms that we are going to be seeing for tonight. As of now, we are under a wind advisory, and that will last until 10 p.m. tonight. This is impacting all of our viewing areas and most of Indiana as well. Those winds will calm down as we move over the day tomorrow, but as of now, we are also under a level 1 risk for severe weather, so we're not going to be seeing large threats, but we will be seeing possibly damaging winds as well as some heavy rainfall in our areas here. We do have a level 1 risk here, just a thunderstorm risk here for tonight that cuts through Muncie. Now taking a look at our current radar, we are seeing that rain move into the area. We have heavy pockets of rain over here in Lafayette as well as south in Bloomington, where they're seeing some stronger storms down there. Now taking a look as we zoom out here, we are connected to this larger system that is bringing tornado warnings to Mississippi and Alabama, along with just some heavier storms up here moving all the way through Tennessee and Kentucky, and that will be affecting us tonight as well. Now tracking out this rain for you tonight here on Precision Cast, we do see that rainfall move into the area around 11 p.m. Some heavier pockets down south. And as we move throughout the overnight hours, we will see that rain move out of the area by tomorrow morning, leaving us with cloudy skies and some scattered rain chances for tomorrow as well. Now taking a look at tonight, we'll see that low of 47 degrees, rain and storms tonight, some isolated severe storms like thunderstorms, but for the most part we will be seeing that rainfall tonight. Now taking a look at tomorrow, temperatures will decrease 45 degrees by 5 p.m. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles per hour, possible gusts up to 25 miles per hour. So those winds will be gusty as we move throughout the day tomorrow as well. Now at our mid 7-day forecast, we do see a lot of rain chances here in our forecast. 40% chance of those scattered showers tomorrow, dropping to a high of only 50 degrees. Moving up to 54 degrees by the weekend with more rain chances. And as we move throughout the week next week, we also see some more cloudy skies. And I'm definitely not excited for those cold temperatures this weekend. I wish it would stay warm forever.
At least it's not too cold. It's 50s and 60s, gonna be a little cloudy, but it's okay.
Definitely.
It's all gonna be good. Rachel, thank you so much.
And Philip, what can we be seeing in sports?
Well, the weather was certainly great today for Delta Baseball getting their season underway. We've got the results of today's game, and Ball State men's volleyball facing a tough schedule this weekend, who they'll be playing up next in sports.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
So if one cat has 4 kittens who reproduce every 6 months, how many cats will there be in 5 years? Who's got it? Is this... What is that? Seriously? Who threw that?
Cats are terrible at math, but they sure do multiply. Please spay, neuter, and adopt.
The solution is 10. Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Philip Chorzay with sports.
Which is okay.
Delta Baseball getting their season underway this afternoon. NewsLink Indiana's John Kleemeyer made his way out to the field.
It was a windy Wednesday as the Delta Eagles opened up play for the 2022 season opener versus Greenwood High. The Eagles had some struggles early because of the windy conditions.
It does play a role. Obviously, there's balls that carry a lot more, and so you got to just make sure your outfielders specifically are ready for it, because balls that pop up in the infield are going to drift out a lot. And so, you know, it's something that you can only practice when you can.
The ball was moving a lot, going all over the place, and you know, it was hard to read, but you know, I think we can overcome that in the next game.
The Eagles were entering the game coming off spring break last week. Due to weather conditions, they have not gotten a traditional practice experience over the past few weeks.
So we didn't get to use our field all on spring break, and so you know, we had a couple of days of practice this week to practice some stuff, but like you can't really practice like relays and fly balls, communication, and that kind of stuff.
3-2-1. The Eagles were down the whole game and were forced to fight back. In the final inning, their backs were against their wall, down 6 runs. The Eagles came charging back to get the score within 1. The team showing great fight and determination that they can build upon for the next game.
We definitely brought a lot of energy in that last inning. You know, we definitely brought back, and we continued to fight. And I think it's really good to know that we're able to come back from being so far down.
The fact that my guys stayed in there and hung in there and kept battling through ABs and got it back to where it was, hey, we're one swing away from winning this game. Essentially, I appreciate that.
3-2-1. The Eagles showed a good fight, but it wasn't enough, losing 10-9. Delta will travel to Yorktown for a doubleheader on Saturday afternoon. In Muncie, John Kleemeyer, NewsLink, Indiana.
And bumping it over to the courts, men's volleyball getting ready for a stretch full of ranked opponents. Starting things off on Thursday, the Cardinals will be hosting number 15 McKendree. Last time the two faced off, Ball State came out on top with the win, 3-1. On Saturday, the Cardinals will stay at home when number 13 Lewis comes to town. In their last matchup, Ball State swept Lewis 3-0. Ball State has lost only 1 game to a ranked opponent all year. And sending things over to the mats, gymnastics competing in the NCAA Norman Regionals tomorrow. Pfister will represent the Cardinals on the vault when she travels to Oklahoma. Pfister is one of 16 individual gymnasts to compete on the vault across the 4 NCAA regional sites and is the second highest ranked among individual competitors with her NQS of 9.895. She became the 5th gymnast in program history to qualify for regionals. Pfister will be competing alongside Boise State in the final rotation tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the Lloyd Noble Center. And that is really an extraordinary accomplishment for Suki. One of 5 people in all of Ball State history. She was the MAC Specialist of the Year for her performances on vault, and I can't wait to see what she does now here at regionals.
Yeah, and the best of luck to her. I know she's been doing great all season, and she's still going to do great this weekend coming up.
That's the hope.
Yes, Phil, thank you so much. And your favorite breakfast food may soon have a new role in your morning routine.
And we'll have one final check at weather after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared, so start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
You can now put on makeup that smells like coffee and donuts. In an unusual pairing, e.l.f. Cosmetics is launching a makeup collection inspired by Dunkin's products. The packaging for the makeup looks like a box of donuts. There's Dunkin' Donuts scented eyeshadow palette, 2 glazed for days lip glosses, a coffee scented lip scrub, and makeup brushes shaped like straws. The limited edition collection is available only to e.l.f. loyalty program members starting tomorrow, and it rolls out nationwide through Ulta on April 3rd.
And maybe if Dunkin' makeup isn't your speed, how about Dunkin' avocado toast? It turns out that chowing down on the tasty fruit, avocados are fruit, is the best way to help out your heart health. In fact, a new government study found eating at least 2 servings a week, that adds up to 1 avocado, reduced the risk of having a heart attack by 21%. Experts say anything you do to improve your heart health is a step in the right direction.
And today would be a good day to whip up some guacamole.
Yeah.
Good weather for that. Rachel, let's get one final check at that weather.
Yeah, it'd be a great day to get outside if you were having a picnic or something, but tonight will be a different story. We are going to see those rain chances move into the area tonight, and we are going to be seeing rain chances move into the area next week as well, with temperatures dropping this weekend and then temperatures rising for next week with some cloudiness returning.
Rachel, thank you. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.